Today on Growing Bolder, we know it's important to exercise our bodies, but what about our brains? Meet the Brain Fitness Club.
I'm Amy Sweezy. Today on Growing Bolder, you'll meet a woman who is living life one day at a time. After years of abuse, addiction, trauma, and mental health struggles, she's sharing her journey with us in the hopes of helping others.
Instead of looking at your future as a blank, scary piece of paper, you can look at it as an awesome opportunity that you get to color in anything you want.
And Dr. Vonda Wright explains how moving our bodies helps move our minds forward. These stories and more next on Growing Bolder. We're not made to withdraw from life. We're made to seize each moment and to value every breath. We're made to be bold, to take risks, and to help others. We are the most creative, fearless, passionate being that has ever walked the face of the earth. Don't identify with limitation. Embrace possibility. This is not the beginning of the end. This is the beginning of what's next. This is Growing Bolder. Hi, I'm Mark Middleton, and this is Growing Bolder. I don't think we need to tell you that we're excited about the opportunities of age, the gift of extra years that no generation in history has enjoyed. Consider this: 2/3 of all the people who have ever lived past the age of 65 in the entire history of the world are alive today. As Dr. Joe Coughlin, founder of the MIT Age Lab, says, you've just gained 30 to 40 years of longer life and you're just sitting there. Of course, while the opportunities presented by a longer life are great, so are the challenges. We all fear running out of money before we run out of time, which is why we like to talk a lot about the health-wealth connection, and why I'm going to give you the best investment tip you'll ever get coming up a bit later. But first, our other great fear that comes with the possibility of extra years is cognitive decline. In fact, multiple studies now reveal that adults fear dementia more than cardiac disease or cancer. After 54 years of marriage, Judson and Barbara Stryker both contracted at the exact same time a rare neurological condition that often gets misdiagnosed as Alzheimer's. And in their case, it was misdiagnosed. They both declined rapidly and thought that their lives were over until a team of doctors diagnosed them with NPH, normal pressure hydrocephalus, which, unlike Alzheimer's, is treatable. And once the Strykers regained a quality of life, they made it their life's mission to educate and inspire others.
My personal feeling is that we're here for a purpose, and that where we can touch lives and make a difference, that's what we should be doing.
You just appreciate and thank God every day for the blessings to wake up and enjoy your life.
Now, NPH is not curable, but it is manageable, and Judson is back to teaching at a university, and Barbara can once again play piano and enjoy her grandkids. Of course, sometimes the diagnosis of dementia or Alzheimer's is accurate, and it's met with immediate fear and confusion, which is why the Brain Fitness Club was founded. We were the first and only media organization invited to visit the club, named by the International Council on Active Aging as one of North America's most innovative active aging programs. The ultimate goal of the Brain Fitness Club is to provide a setting that celebrates capabilities, boosts self-esteem, and destigmatizes a dementia diagnosis.
All of the members have a memory impairment of some sort: Alzheimer's disease, Lewy body disease, frontal temporal lobe dementia. They're all in very early stages, so they all know they have a memory impairment and they want to be here.
The goal is to provide success-based, brain-friendly activities for individuals with early memory loss.
That also means that you have to forgive yourself. So when you do make a mistake, so what? Get over it. Whatever we're doing here, there's no damage comes from you making mistakes. So don't worry about those at all.
We're a capabilities-based program, so we don't look at disability at all. We only look at what our members can do, not what you can't. So you take what you're doing well and you keep doing well at it. Instead of a rehab program that takes what's broken and tries to fix it, we've never taken that approach.
Things you find in a hospital. Doctors, good. Patients, good. What else?
Well, I was having problems with my memory, and I found out that this was a really good place to come and where you can be yourself and not be afraid of saying the wrong thing or forgetting something, because we're all like that. We all have that problem. So it feels like a safe place.
I used to think that I'm alone, and I did more crying than anything else because I didn't know other people were going through the same thing. That alone made me more, not cheerful because they have what I have, but because I wasn't alone, I had a company.
It can be anything other than what it is. This can be anything other than a man's necktie. Everybody get ready to celebrate the beautiful bow in Linda's hair. Oh, look at how lovely she looks. Or it could be, right? Okay.
The Brain Fitness Club is all about spreading the word that it's possible to still have a great quality of life, even in the face of a difficult diagnosis. Jennifer Field's brain issues are not a form of dementia, and she wasn't misdiagnosed. She was 17 when a car accident left her comatose and severely brain injured. Few expected her to survive, and if she did, to have any quality of life. And it has been a battle, step by agonizing step, for nearly 20 years. But now she travels the country performing a one-woman show, reliving her story so that others who have suffered traumatic brain injuries never lose hope.
Way back in the beginning, I said, you know, I just want to be normal. I want to forget about all this. I don't want to ever be thought of as having an accident. But now, as I've gotten better, it's like I am so grateful for my accident, for the fact I had a head injury. You know, I am just so grateful for everything that has happened to me, because it's given me a new appreciation for life. It's given me so much.
2 decades later, Jennifer is still recovering and still inspiring others to know that the struggle, no matter how difficult, can be worth it. So what are the takeaways from these 3 brain health stories? Well, number 1, always get a second and even a third opinion, because doctors can be wrong. And as is the case of Jennifer Field, doctors many times don't know what's possible. The human spirit is amazingly, even mysteriously powerful. Number 2, research is proving the brain to be an amazingly plastic organ. It has an incredible morphing ability called neuroplasticity to literally rewire itself and remain healthy across our entire lifespan. And number 3, even with Alzheimer's, another form of dementia, or a traumatic brain injury, it is still possible to have a high quality of life. And number 4, remember that exercise is the ultimate brain health protection, and the brain is the ultimate use it or lose it organ. If you want yours to keep working as you age, it helps to continually challenge it to learn new things. You might be a whiz at advanced mathematical calculations, but learning to dance and mastering new choreography will be better for your brain than solving more differential equations. You could be a concert pianist, but learning to golf will be better for your brain than learning a new Beethoven sonata.
Living life to the fullest. Boy, that can mean a lot of different things, can it? When we're young, we think that means big money, hot cars, fortune, and fame. But age kind of helps you see things a little different. To show you, we go Bolder Backstage with a guy who traded it all for a life of purpose and peace. He could have been a superstar. So whatever happened to Tom Rush?
Corina, Corina, where you been so long? I ain't had no loving girl, child, since you've been gone.
Tom Rush hasn't lost a thing. His voice is still warm and expressive, his guitar distinctive and sweet, just like it was all those years ago when he was faced with a difficult choice between stardom and simplicity. In the 60s, praised by countless iconic musicians, Rush was poised for superstar status. He could have been as big as anyone. Rolling Stone called you the father of the singer-songwriters, the first one. James Taylor said that you were at least as big as Dylan and as important as Dylan in the music scene.
Well, you know, I'm quite actually content with my level of notoriety. I've you know, observing
People say that, Tom, but nobody believes you when you say that.
Well, it's true. I mean, think about it. You know, some of my friends can't go to the supermarket. They can't go to a movie. They can't, or they have to wear a disguise when they leave the house. It's odd to me. I just, a couple of years ago, put out an album called What I Know, after quite a long hiatus of not being in the studio. I put out some live stuff, but it's the first studio album in a long time. And I honestly do think it's my best work. I'm, you know, finally starting to get it right.
Could it be at the age of 70, he's becoming what he shunned all those years ago? Could he be about to become a star?
It's not too late. I could try spandex.
Tom,
no.
But you know, you don't have the electric guitars and the pyrotechnics because we can get that. What we can't get is a guy with a perspective, a guy with experience who can tell a story that resonates.
You're taking this much too seriously.
And that is the one thing he will not do, because despite his newfound popularity, he still believes in keeping life simple.
I have no roadie, no sound man, no, you know, masseuse with me.
You should try that.
Yeah, well, maybe so. Maybe the masseuse. But, you know, it's about as simple and therefore pleasant as it can get.
Got a bird to whistle, I got a bird to sing. I ain't got glory, I ain't got a thing.
There's something about the purity of a guy and a guitar. No effects.
Well, you know, and I enjoy that. I enjoy that too. No smoke, no mirrors, no dancing girls. And it's a challenge. It's a challenge to build a connection with not just an audience, but each individual in the audience. And it's exhilarating. A lot of my contemporaries have, you know, sort of given up or, you know, retired or, you know, gone off to some other line of endeavor. I guess I'm not talented enough to do anything else. This is I'm pretty much unemployable except for this, so I'm very happy it's worked out.
Well, whether or not you would have made the same choice as Tom did, there are some things to keep in mind. The definition of success is whatever you want it to be. Don't make decisions based on someone else's approval. In fact, determine what principles and beliefs are important to you and stick to them. And always remember, adulation may come from others, but validation only comes from within.
Naomi Bradshaw found her calling as a singer, musician, and entertainer. On stage, she smiled, she laughed, and she belted out top 40 hits. Off stage, very few knew what was bubbling up just below the surface. Growing Boulder's Amy Sweezy shares Naomi's tumultuous story of abuse, trauma, and recovery.
Nobody wanted him, nobody cared. I'm a survivor, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, a singer, and I'm a friend. But mostly, I am a trauma survivor. That colors everything about me.
Naomi Bradshaw used singing as a way to escape and a way to cope. Today, she utilizes music to heal and process her emotions. At the age of 13, Naomi entered the foster care system after suffering years of neglect and abuse. She was raped at the age of 4, but her parents didn't believe her. They divorced when Naomi was 5, and her stepmom was later diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Naomi bounced between foster homes and living on the streets throughout her teenage years, struggling with managing her emotions and abusing alcohol.
My life was set up to be an alcoholic. Not expressing my feelings, pretending everything was okay, only showing people my best side, not reaching out for help. These are the ingredients for disaster.
Naomi's grandmother and mother were both professional singers and both suffered from mental illness. After several childhood singing gigs, Naomi started her music career full-time after winning $1,000 in a talent show in 1985.
I believe the children are the future. Teach them well, let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they will.
In 2017, Naomi was diagnosed with complex post-traumatic stress disorder due to childhood trauma. That motivated her to begin healing the wounds of the past through therapy.
It can be so scary. I mean, I get scared going to therapy even now. It is not easy to deal with those emotions, but I can tell you, since I'm on this side of, healing, it's so worth it. And the benefits are worth the pain that you might, it's actually uncomfortableness, it's not pain, because the growth can only happen in that uncomfortable place.
Naomi recognizes growth is a daily ritual. Recovery is constant. Just because her trauma now has a name doesn't mean she is instantly healed.
It doesn't just magically turn into a perfect world just because I stopped drinking. I have a special place for me in the house. It's a room. I got candles, music, pillows. Then I go there and I recharge, cut myself off from all the stimuli that's getting me riled up. And that is really important.
Naomi knows she can recharge in her quiet place, but she can't get stuck there. Stepping outside of her comfort zone is also a requirement for healing. In a 5-minute stand-up comedy routine for the Empowering Night of Laughter show, Naomi took the opportunity to share her story, forcing herself to do something she'd never done before.
I have a singing family. My grandma was a singer. My mom was a singer. So that runs in the family. Also, dysfunction runs in the family. Yeah. And mental illness. Awesome. Yeah.
I think so often we get so impatient with ourselves, especially when it comes to healing. I want to be healed yesterday. But some things take time to take and hold on permanently. And you just have to give it patience. Be patient with yourself. That's another thing I've learned that helps keep me sober. When I talk to other people who have not received that treatment, I can see what a difference it makes, and that makes me want to talk about it more so that other people can get that message.
This is the old me. This is the new me. And I thank you for laughing with me tonight. Okay? Because you're helping to normalize the conversation about mental health. Thank you.
It's no secret that many of the challenges of life have been magnified by the pandemic. We lost face-to-face interaction with friends and relatives, and of course, many of us lost our jobs. It became more difficult to care for our parents, kids, or grandkids. The inevitable result has been an increase in mental health issues. So if you're depressed, reach out for help. And if you know someone who's alone, reach out to say hi and see how they're doing. And there's something simple but powerful that all of us can and should do. Here's Growing Bolder contributor and internationally recognized authority on active aging, Dr. Vonda Wright.
One of the ways I encourage my patients to improve their mental health is actually by using their bodies to build a better brain. We know that going out in the morning and burning hard, whether we're running or cycling or walking, will increase the endorphins or the happy chemicals in our brain so much that they'll last all day and elevate our mood. We also know that the contraction of our skeletal muscles, like our thigh muscles and our arm muscles, release chemicals that help us live longer. One of the amazing tools we can use to calm our mood and help us get through this period in our lives is to continue to harness the power of our mobility.
If you want to meet someone who embodies the keys to active aging and Who doesn't? Allow us to introduce you to Charlotte Sandel from Helena, Montana. Charlotte is now 98 and remains the queen of the 95 to 100-year-old age group in Masters Swimming. We caught up with Charlotte when she was 94 and most definitely living in the fast lane.
Take your home.
Many of the world's top master swimmers have come to Gresham, Oregon to compete in the U.S. National Championships. 94-year-old Charlotte Sandel from Helena, Montana is the second oldest swimmer entered. With her toenails painted to match her cap, Charlotte stands out even before jumping in. A world and two-time national age group record holder in butterfly and breaststroke, Charlotte wins 5 individual events in the meet, including the 50-meter breaststroke.
Lane 5, 94 years young, from Montana Master Charlotte Sandel, coming in for final touch.
While Charlotte enjoys winning, what she enjoys most is simply being part of the large and growing master swimming community, an intergenerational group that includes everyone from beginners to former Olympic champions, all sharing a love of the water and a desire to pursue a healthy lifestyle.
94 years young!
Yeah! That's the thing, are the people. That's absolutely the most important. Not that I win a medal or anything, it's the people.
Despite her success, Charlotte didn't start swimming competitively until she retired as a social worker and began to take lessons.
I didn't start swimming until I was 72 when I retired.
And don't think it's all been easy. She broke her hip in a bicycle accident and after 2 surgeries had to undergo extensive rehabilitation to fight her way back.
Oh, she's amazing. I always tell her I want to be like her. My only problem with Charlotte is I forget she's 94. And sometimes I push her too hard or something. I mean, she does great. She inspires me every day to be a better swimmer, a better person, a better coach. I just love Charlotte.
And don't think swimming is all she does. She plays bridge, volunteers at the Montana Historical Society, and
we go kayaking, and we go cross-country skiing, and we go snowshoeing.
Her example inspires all around her, including her great niece, Ashley.
I'm so proud, so proud. It's amazing. That's why we came here, actually. We came all the way from, we traveled up from California to see her compete. It makes me grateful that hopefully I have those good genes in me somewhere and I can be active and still living and really living at 94, not just surviving, like doing fun things, competing.
And how long does Charlotte plan on living this active, social, athletic life?
I keep hoping that I'll just go and go and go and go.
And she already knows where she's going next.
We're going to Auckland, New Zealand next year for the World Masters. So I'm looking forward to that.
Good friends, an active lifestyle, and something to look forward to. Charlotte Sandel's prescription for a long life. At 98 years old now, Charlotte is still loving life, and the big reason is that she still has her health. And because she has her health, she also has her wealth. Longevity is now the biggest risk factor to our financial future, and that's the longevity paradox. The thing that we most aspire to in the future, longevity, is in fact the greatest threat to that future. And that's where the health-wealth connection comes in, because rising healthcare costs are the most serious threat to our financial futures. So here's the big takeaway. The number one investment that you can make starting today, and the one thing that will provide the greatest overall returns in the decades ahead, is to improve your health. You can't improve your overall health without also improving your overall financial health. The two are inextricably linked. Good health can save you hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. So don't ever say that you can't afford to invest in your future. We all have the ability to leverage the health-wealth connection. We'll see you next time, right here on Growing Bolder.
Watch previous seasons of Growing Bolder plus bonus stories via our new free streaming app. More information at growingbolder.com/TV. And you can get inspired to plan your what's next when you connect with the Growing Bolder community on Facebook. Show the world you're growing bolder with official Growing Bolder products. Growing Bolder tees and hats are available for $25 each. Custom mugs are $15, and inspiring Tear and Share postcards featuring original artwork and bold messages are $15 plus shipping and handling. All items are available at growingbolder.com/shop.